Good morning. So we are headed over to pick up my granddaughter Gracelyn. Okay, there's a little bunny out here. Don't go out in front of me. Come on now. Go off to the side. Go on. Good baby. Good baby. And I did not expect to get up to rain. We shut the air, or we turned the air on, shut all the windows and stuff last night, which of course we didn't hear nothing. So when I got up to it raining, that was a little shocker, but I guess it was just one spot coming through headed south. So it's clearing us up now, and then it should be good the rest of the day. In fact, it's going to get hot the rest of the day because it's going to get up to 95. But it's actually cold in the house compared to outside, but I did not expect to come out and get soaked first thing in the morning. Hey, let's play in the rain. Oh, look at, they got little spots. That's a baby. Oh, and they got a couple more here. Look at this. I don't know if you can see very well, but see the deer? They're just walking on the side of the road. There's two here. I don't know if you can even see clear. Come on now, don't, just stay that way. Don't come over. I'm trying to get past you guys. Seriously. Okay. Wildlife here, I swear. You gotta go super slow down the road because the deer don't know enough to get out of the way. Anyways, I'm going over to get Gracelyn, and then we're gonna come back home here, and then I'm going to get the dogs taken care of, and then I'm going to wait and check till at least 10 o'clock to make sure that the people at the house are gone, and then I can go over and start stripping beds and starting laundry, and that's how I'll get things going there. I'll have to have Jeff dig me out the golf cart again so I don't have to drive over there or walk over there, because Gracelyn's not going to like to be walking. Today's plans, besides just cleaning basically the house over there and taking care of Gracelyn, I'm gonna have to run to the store at least once. We had those potatoes last night for dinner with some pork chops, because we had 2 pork chops, nice pork chops left. We had that, and then I thought I had broccoli, and of course I didn't. Stay over there, dear. So I did, but I had it in the freezer. I thought I had some in the fridge, so that was a big mistake too. Anyways, I had a couple cans of green beans my son gave me. This lady, she goes into O'Reilly's and sees him and talks to him a lot, and she's like a really nice lady. She gives him stuff. She must think he's homeless or something, and she has to help feed him and that, so she gives him stuff, and he's not gonna say no to her, because that's just, he's always been taught not to do that. If somebody offers you something, you politely thank them and accept it. You don't say, I don't eat that kind of stuff. You don't do that. So when she gives him stuff, he takes it and then, thanks her, and then turns around and gives it to me and says, here, Mom, I don't eat this. It's like, oh, okay. But he's gonna be working today. When he gets out, I'll take Gracelyn back to him, but I'll get the house clean today, and then I've got to figure out what to do with the chicken. We could probably just warm it up and have it with the potatoes like we did yesterday with the, instead of it being the pork chop, just have it be the chicken. Either way, it was good. I didn't even forget where I was going with that. That's going to be food-wise. My niece, when I was at my dance party, asked me, she goes, well, first, her and, she's like my niece, Miranda, we're talking back and forth about, I do this, I work here, I do this, and I'm kind of standing there while they're going back and forth, so I says, I clean an Airbnb, because I wanted to be involved in the little conversation too. And they're both like, oh, yeah, we how much is it? That'd be cool to rent an Airbnb. This place here, I guess, is a little expensive from the way Jeff figured it out. God, I hate this road. Jeff looked it up, because you can look it up on Bay Breeze LLC. That's the name of the company that Randy uses when they booked the house, and apparently it's close to like $500 a night. So you're talking some money. So the people that are leaving today, there's 6 of them, and then Thursday 7 people are coming in. So I guess if you have that many amount of people all sharing the expense, it probably isn't so bad. But anyways, I was just talking to him and my niece is like, I have a question. I said, yeah. She goes, your site is Cooking for Cat. Cooking with KOOKINGWITHKAT. I said, yeah. But every time I looked at them, you're driving. I said, yeah. I do my videos, my self-explain, talk to people, let them know my life story while I'm driving. And then I do cooking, but I also, it's not just cooking with Cat. I mean, cooking can be considered different ways. Cooking as in picking up utensils and pots and pans and cooking. Or it could be cooking because you're cooking up an idea, or you're, even though I am dressed in a chef outfit. Okay, well, anyways, I don't just cook. I talk. I tell people about me. I ask people questions. Stuff like that. And she's like, oh, and then she just kind of stopped, and I'm thinking, okay, she hasn't watched my videos. My own niece ain't watching my videos. I know Josie does because she told me, and she even makes comments sometimes. But I don't think Kayla does. I don't think Jenny does. But cooking with Cat is not just cooking food. It is being myself, talking, explaining my situation. A lot of people can relate with me with my stories and how I come across. It's all going to be true life stuff. None of it's going to be fake. I'm not going to lie about stuff. I'm not going to script it. It's going to be all just, hey, this is what's going on. This is what happened with me. I think it was Kelly, I'm not positive, who said that it sounds like it's more dyslexic with me, not so much ADHD. The dyslexic I know is because of me doing the letters and numbers backwards. That I know is dyslexic. That I was, my teacher told me that when she told me that I had to use my brain to control and flip them back and be able to distinguish when I'm doing it. I know that's dyslexia. I was never diagnosed other than my teacher saying that's obviously what it is. But the ADHD is, that is where I can't focus. I'm all over the place. I can be talking about one thing and jump right into something completely different. And a lot of people can do that. That doesn't mean they have ADHD, but I do it very often, and then I have to catch myself and try to go back to what I was talking about in the first place. So there is ADHD there too, especially since when I had my son Todd was diagnosed with it. He was put on medication. So a lot of his symptoms are the same things that I had going on with me, but they never diagnosed me when I was young. They just, put it off as I got in trouble a lot. I couldn't focus. I run my mouth. It's just a lot of stuff. A lot of it with ADHD. When you're an adult, is being able to focus, remember what you're talking about. I mean, this could be a lot. This could be early onset dementia or Alzheimer's. It could be anything now, but it's just when I was younger, all the stuff that I had wrong with me when I was growing up is what my son had with him when he was diagnosed with it. I just was never diagnosed with it, so I was not given any kind of help for that. And the only kind of help I was given was to teach myself or learn how to control my, writing stuff backwards, writing stuff backwards, writing numbers backwards. I had to learn on my own how to control that. My teacher gave me some things that I could use to try to learn how to do things, but most of it was I had to do it myself. I had to know when I wrote a word down that looked perfectly normal to me, but I had to go back and look at each letter because some of them were backwards. Like, I could do an E backwards. I could do the B's, the C's, the D's. I mean, just about anything I could write backwards, and it looked totally normal to me, but it wasn't. I mean, and then mixing them up, B's and D's. Yeah, the teachers say write duck, and I'd even be going D, and I'd write a B. So I could mentally figure some of it out. I had to teach it myself, and it took me a long time, and for a long time I was basically told that I was not too bright and I was stupid and all that other kind of crap, but I know that wasn't the case, because I know that, like, I was the type of kid, I didn't study for test until the day of or the day before, and then I would ace the test. Then I would turn around and basically lose it all, because I would take a test. I would study for a test on a Thursday, take the test on a Friday, ace it, go back 2 weeks later and take that exact same test and fail it, because I had lost I didn't retain none of the knowledge or what I learned from my studying. It took a long time. It took me repeatedly studying the same stuff over and over and over and over before I actually got a lot of it in my head to keep it there. And that part that's part of the ADHD too. But, that was a long, long time ago. I'm over that now. I think of it this way. I don't have to take tests, even though, sometimes I was told that if I did do things that made me think, made me use my brain, stuff like puzzles, where I'd have to sit and think, that could help me. So I don't know. I just go with what I got, basically. I try not to do anything that's too strenuous brain-wise. But I am trying to get off the gabapentin because have to open this up. I am trying to get off the gabapentin because I've read too much stuff about it being not good for your brain. Helps people forget stuff, causes dementia. I don't need none of that. I'm gonna have all that all by myself. I do not need no aided in, forgetfulness and stuff like that. So I was taking it 3 times a day. I cut back to just twice a day. Now I'm just taking it once a day. Yes, by evening I'm hurting, because gabapentin is in Neurontin. It does something in your brain. It makes your brain foggy enough that you don't know you're hurting. Does that make sense? It does something it tells your brain that you're not in pain. So you do not realize that you are in pain, you don't feel it. And to me, that is like being hypnotized not to smoke, or hypnotized not to eat and lose weight. If you can be hypnotized to not want cigarettes and not go through withdrawals, then you can do the same thing with your brain about pain. You can tell yourself, I'm not in pain, I can control this does not hurt, however you want to do it. Jake's calling. But anyways, I'm almost to his house, so he's fine.